Hello, my name is Chimuzonwizi, and this is CIA 420 Restorative Justice. And the title of my presentation is The Systematic Challenges in Restorative Justice in Canada, specifically addressing the barriers in the pillars of restorative values, victim offender mediation, and family group conferencing. Restorative justice offers a kind of shift, and it focuses on fixing the harm rather than just dishing out punishment to offenders. And of course Canada has embraced this type of approach, but there are still systematic challenges that hinder the effectiveness. And today we're going to be asking ourselves, what are these challenges and how can we overcome them? Restorative justice is a victim centered approach and is definitely aimed on promoting accountability, healing, and reintegration. But despite most of these benefits, restorative justice still faces critical barriers that affect, the implementation. Um, just like I said, we're going to be examining the three components of restorative justice, and we're going to discuss the systematic challenges that they face. And based on research, my thesis is going to be on restorative justice in Canada and the struggles with three major challenges. Um, I'm going to be focusing on the inconsistency of the application of restorative justice, accessibility issues, and the imbalances when it comes to power. And through my research and case studies, we're going to analyze the obstacles and we're going to propose solutions. We're going to start on the first component, which is the pillars of restorative values, and of course the challenges. Restorative justice operates on principles that include accountability, healing, and community involvement. And this is based off the book that was published in 2002 by Sahir. I don't know if I pronounced it well, but yeah. And these three pillars, they shape how restorative justice kind of functions when it comes to the Canada legal systems. And we're going to be talking on the challenges now, the imbalances of power. Restorative processes, they definitely rely on the voluntary participation, but power dynamics can influence the process. Research suggests that victims, particularly those from marginalized groups and even indigenous communities, they sometimes may feel pressured to accept this reconciliation, even when it's not in their best interest. And this was based on the Delhi 2016 article. The next one is the lack of standard. Restorative justice practices are not uniformly applied across Canada. Geographic profiling studies suggest that crime resolution approaches vary significantly depending on location and resource availability. So it could vary based on who is in charge, the location, or the society or the community where it is. The next one is the limited community involvement. Restorative justice relies on community participation, and research from crime generators suggests that in areas with high crime rates, community members may feel type of like a lack of trust in their justice system. This is a research from Criminality of Place in from 2024. And a type of example of this is Indigenous communities in Canada have successfully integrated restorative justice into their legal traditions, but yet these main applications, they still remain inconsistent. These have been proven in different research that I have made. The next one I'm gonna be talking on is the victim offender mediation, and of course the challenges. I'm gonna use BOM. BOM provides kind of like a structured dialogue between the victims and the offenders. It's basically for closure, promoting the accountability, for the offenders. And the challenges being faced here, the first one is the victim participation barriers. Victims may hesitate to engage in mediation due to emotional stress. Um, sometimes the pain is too much for them to, engage or, try to like get closure back from this type of discussions. And based on the fingerprinting brain study, yeah, suggests that trauma affects decision making, and it makes some victims reluctant to engage in direct dialogue with the offender. The second one is the offender manipulation. Some offenders try to exploit this restorative justice approach for their personal gain, because sometimes they may try to like fake their type of like remorse in the courts so they can be given like maybe lighter sentences than they have to face anyways. And the third one is the awareness and the accessibility. Studies show that public awareness of restorative justice remains low, with many victims and offenders unaware that mediation is an option. This is from a Bunta. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, I will be putting it down in the submission box, based on the 2002 research I made. And a case study used here is a 2015 meta-analysis found that only 30% of eligible victims choose mediation in the Canadian restorative justice program. The next one is the family group conferencing and the challenges. It involves the victims, the offenders, the family, and their community members. When it comes to resolving whatever harm it is collectively. And the challenges being faced here are the family coercion and pressure. Um, Family group conferencing relies on family dynamics, but these dynamics can sometimes be coercive, especially when it comes to culture, when culture is involved and when the family respects, that type of thinking of reputation, and that is very emphasized. The next one is the resource limitations. Research on crime prevention suggests that underfunded restorative justice programs struggle to train, their facilitators, and it reduces the effectiveness involved. Effectiveness for seriousness of crime. Get that. And a key type of research here is New Zealand has a very structured government-backed family group conferencing system, while Canada's approach still remains type of like fragmented. And this research is based on Maxwell Morris from a book in 2006. So my solutions that I recommend are to increase victim support services. These ensure victims feel safe and supported during this type of thing. Expand training for restorative justice facilitators. So train the mediators better to prevent, coercion. Enhance public awareness campaigns. Educate the communities more about these options, about the restorative justice. And coming down to a conclusion, restorative justice in Canada does offer a alternative to punishment-based justice system. However, the effectiveness is limited by, power imbalances, accessibility issues, and inconsistent implementation. And if we can work on these, only then can restorative justice become truly effective tool for justice and reconciliation in Canada. Thank you.